And girls, let's take a look at this problem. So it's going to ask us, what is the volume of this figure? Now, it's not the perfect rectangular prism that we've had. It's more of like a combination of two rectangular prisms. So we know we need to figure out the volume, and we know that that formula is length times width times height. So, and if I did that backwards, length times width times height. So, let's find something that we can write with. I'm going to put my trusty dusty formula here. Volume equals length times width times height. Now, if you look at the image, you'll be able to see or make two separate rectangular prisms. I'm going to show you how. Or let's do it in red. Okay. Do you see this edge right here? We can pretend that it continues on until we reach the bottom, so that this whole thing is one. So this will like cut it off. So we actually have the dimensions of one of the shapes already. We have a height, and because it's a square right here, it's length times width. So we have all of the components that we need. So that rectangular prism's volume is, well, here's one of the lengths, here's one of the widths, and you guessed it, this is the height. So we're going to put those in. And bear with me with my writing. I'll try to do it as clean as possible, but no guarantees. Okay, so we're left with 1 1/2 times 1 1/2 times 6. And that equals, well, I know the 6 is going to happen sooner or later. So I'm just going to put that over to the side, times 6. But over here, let's work on these first. And I'm putting them in parentheses so we work on it first. And I'm going to erase this stuff so that you don't get confused by the extraness of it. Okay, let's get started. Remember, we can change our mixed numbers into improper fractions, and that's what I'm going to do here. Denominators are going to stay the same, and we're working with multiplication here. So 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. And because it's the same fraction, it's going to be the same answer over here. So now we can multiply across, and we get 6 over 4. So I'm just going to plug in my fraction over here. 6 times 4. Or 6 over 4, sorry. And then we're just going to multiply. And now any whole number or any big number, You can turn that into a fraction by simply adding a 1 in the denominator, making the whole number the numerator and the denominator a 1. So this will be 1 and this will be 6. So then we have 36, because 6 times 6, we're just going to multiply across, over 4. And we can simplify this because 4 can go into 36 9 times. So after all that, our first volume right here, this volume, is 9 centimeters cubed. So I'm just going to draw an arrow showing that it's 9 centimeters cubed. So that's part 1. Part 1. Wasn't too bad. Now let's gear up for part 2. I'll have part 2 ready on the next slide.